Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Creative Talk with me, Jan Santos. And today we have a special guest, a very awesome human being, very talented. And I'm sure I'm going to be learning a lot, and you will be learning a lot from this wonderful guest that we have. Let's all welcome Tiffany Lewis. Welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Jan, for having me. It's super awesome to be here, and I'm very excited for
Right.
all that we're going to talk about today.
Yes. I'm excited to hear all about your story, your experiences. But I can't contain myself. I have a limited, in this podcast we value honesty, and you can't be know it all. So on in my perspective, I'm excited to know more about copywriting. So let's just dig in to the meat. Um, can you give me an overview, a brief summary of what copywriting is, and then we will go back to your story, right?
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so a lot of people have no idea what copywriting is, and they're like, what do you do? A lot of people also think that when you say copywriting, you're talking about the little circle that you see in books and on text. And I'm like,
I'm
yes, that's
guilty.
a
I am
thing.
sorry. I am guilty, Tiffany. I'm sorry.
And I'm like, it's okay. It's totally normal. I'm like, that's CR copywriting. And I do CW copywriting, right? So,
Oh yeah.
so basically what I do is I write the words that sell, right? So if you have a business, you send emails, you write sales pages, you write social media captions, you write ads, you have a website. All of those things are words that sell. And as a copywriter, CW, that is what I do. I write those words that turn your audience into forever customers. So that is the crux of copywriting.
Okay, so that's the basic information of what copywriting is, and with that alone, I've that's like a knowledge bomb already. But it's so complex, and it is very crucial. It plays a big role, maybe in design, branding, business perspective. I mean, it intertwines in everything, right? With that complexity, how did you end up in that area of expertise? Now, here comes your story. Who influenced you, or what influenced you to be in this, spectacular field of expertise? Please share your story.
Awesome. So first, I think I fully believe in the power of storytelling. And I tell a lot of people that that is like what copywriting is, right? It's uncovering and unearthing that story that everyone has within them. But in the way that I do it is to make sales or to get people to take a specific action.
Right. Can I
So,
just ask a very fast question?
yeah,
Is it safe to say that copywriting is storytelling? Is that safe to
yes.
say? Yes.
Oh, yes, it's definitely storytelling.
All right. Okay.
It's all about the human connection, and the way we connect with others is through our story. So, most definitely. But yeah, so I actually have a very unique kind of start into this industry. I started 2 years ago as a virtual assistant and social media manager. And I was 2 years ago in my 13th year as an educator. So I've taught K to 12, English language, all the things. Been an administrator in the public school sector. But something was missing. And I'm like, there's this missing link. I have 3 kids. I'm a wife. It was just a lot. And I'm scrolling the internet like, what can I do that I can, one, A, keep fulfilling my purpose of helping people, and B, like be available for my family. So I came across an ad and it was to learn about freelancing. And I'm like, what the heck is that? So I watched the ad and I'm like, oh yeah, this is perfect. I can do that. So, that's how I got into the VA world. And then after about a year, and actually the VA program was, it's called the Free Mama Movement. And so clearly that
Wow.
spoke to me. Yeah, I'm a
Wow.
mama. I want to be
Yeah.
free.
Good, good.
Yeah, and it was founded by Lauren Golden, and I'm like, oh, she has such a great name, so this is something that I have to do. So I did that, and then after about a year into the VA world, we had a presenter. Her name was is Abby Parrots, and she has a business called Writing for Money, and I'm like, okay, yep, I can do that.
That's so exciting, right? When you
Yeah.
see the title, writing for money, why would you not take part?
Yeah, like, duh, let me jump on this. So that's
Right,
totally what
right.
I did. And I actually have a background in communications and public relations. And so before becoming a teacher, when I was in college, I'm like, I just want to, be this PR mogul. I had like visions of Carrie Bradshaw in New York. That
Wow.
was like, yeah, that was like who I wanted to be when I grew up. But then things changed and I became a teacher, which is totally fine. Like that was, my
Yeah.
purpose for a long time. And so I took Abby's class, and I'm like, this is it. Like I went to school for this. I've always loved writing. Um, so it kind of just was a full circle experience because I went to college to be a writer. And then my path kind of shifted a little bit, which was totally fine. And now I'm back to kind of like what I wanted to do. So it's just such an awesome experience. And I love helping people um, elevate their voice and tell their story. Because, like I said, we all have this story within us. And it's just getting the right tools to sort of uncover what that story is so that you can impact and empower so many people.
Right, right. In your perspective, and I mean, your background is solid. You're an educator, and not just an educator. You have like up the ladder, and then you have experiences in PR. So that's a powerful combination. Um, Now that you're in the field of copywriting, what do you think makes copywriting so valuable that it's, I mean, in my perspective, it's a valuable asset to businesses, design, branding. So in the perspective of a copywriter, what do you think makes it valuable?
Yeah, it's exactly what you said. So I feel like copywriting is the crux of business because without it, like you can't make sales, and without making sales, then you don't have a business. You just have a hobby, which is cool. Like can have lots of passion projects, um, but it is just like the foundation to like everything that you do. And I always people will always come to me like, well, I'm not a good writer and like blah 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 blah. And I'm like, that's totally fine. You don't have to be some superstar, expert writer. One reason I exist is because that's not people's zone of genius, which is
I
great,
love that perspective.
awesome.
I love that
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah, like here I am. But also, it's really just making connections. So I always tell people who aren't quite ready to outsource to a copywriter, but they still feel like they're not really great at writing, is to really sort of dig deep into like who you are, what your core mission and vision and values are, and then just tell that story. Like people seriously connect, with all of that. And I'm just like, it's very easy for you to build this copywriting foundation, even if you're not an expert writer. So it's literally the foundation to every single thing. And if you think about like how much we consume, so we're, scrolling all day or watching TV, all of those, ads and commercials and whatever comes from copywriting. So I feel like
Yeah.
it's like one of the most important aspects of everything consumer relation.
What are the basic elements that you need to learn when you want to start, your career as a copywriter?
I definitely think, for anything you do, finding a mentor or a coach, making that investment, one with your money and your time, to really find someone who's doing the thing that you want to do. And then, have them help you and guide you along your own unique journey. The second thing, and specifically in terms of copywriting, is really just like uncovering the voice of people. And so I think it requires really good listening skills. And, I think a lot of times and like, oh, well, how can I respond instead of actually internalizing what people are saying? And a really big part of being a copywriter is having the ability to actually listen, so that talk in people's voice and you can tell the story that they're telling you to tell. So I think that's super important. And I would say the third thing is obviously like some decent writing skills. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Because
I love what you said about you need to really know how to listen, or at least you need to practice how you can listen more. It's either to your clients or to your partners or to your colleague, your team. And I think when we say copywriting, I mean it's obviously focused on writing, the writing skills. But I love the perspective that you share that yes, it's writing, majority it's writing, of course, critical thinking, but you need to practice how to listen. And that's come to think of it, that's what completes the formula, right? I love
yep.
what you said, that when you listen, you have an overview of what you really need to write upon. So the story, you need to listen, you need to understand, you need to feel, and that's really unique.
Yeah, yeah. I think that that's so important, and people kind of miss that mark because they're so hung up on like the technical part of writing. But it's really just listening to the full story. And I talk about brand storytelling a lot, and so when I kind of just did a little digging to see like what actually is storytelling, and I learned that it is storytelling builds the sensory connection in the brain, between the reader and the writer. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So if you think
Ooh.
about like, yeah, it was super powerful. And
Right.
I'm like, if you really think about like listening to a story, like even as a child or as an adult, and how they say like books take you places, and so you immerse yourself into that story and you connect with it, with all of your five senses. And I'm like, wow, that's really powerful when you think of it that way, that everything you're writing is connecting, building this connection and relationship with the reader or the consumer, on a sensory level. And I'm like, wow, that's so powerful. So I like to keep that in mind, when I'm writing, but also like that's something that I tell my audience and clients, like, you are really like tapping into that person's brain when you're writing your story. And if you think about that, you can forego all the technical parts and really just focus on getting out the information that you're supposed to give to the world.
Right, right. And I totally agree. Like, you know, um, I always believe that a powerful story, it goes beyond human logic. It goes straight to tap human emotion. And because when that happens, when a story, when a narrative, taps human emotion, it affects human judgment. That's why, there's parts like when we read a story like what you said, or we are listening or we are watching something, maybe a movie, we get to feel the plot. We get scared if the character's in danger. We cry if the character are in situations that invokes um strong feelings. It's how powerful the story is crafted, and that's the narrative goes beyond it's fiction. You're just reading something or you're just watching something, but it goes beyond logic. It taps your emotion, and then everything just falls apart. And there's a big it's kind of scary, that in the long run. That's why people can manipulate ads, videos, and writings. Well, it was utilized long ago, but it's just innovating itself. That's how powerful it is. Once you write something so solid, imagine in your expertise, people that can craft something that can go beyond human logic and touch human emotion. Guys, I mean, you are the controller of the ship.
Yeah, it's very much like if you watch the Hunger Games, if you're into that, and
Ooh,
the
yeah.
controller.
Mm.
That's kind of how I see, like people in the PR world or people, in the writing world, and not just like copywriting, but in general. So like I feel like writers and authors, they are able to sort of do that, control the game, and it's kind of like, and it's very much what you said when you're, watching something or consuming something and you're crying because you relate to that. Like it's definitely all about making human connection, and making something relatable. So people can sort of see themselves or find themselves in whatever it is they're consuming. And I like how you said, it could be any form of consumption, right? So yeah, copywriting is, physical writing, but I always tell people that even if writing is not your thing, you can make that connection and tell that story in any medium. So like if speaking is your thing, start a podcast. If showing up on stages is your thing,
Right.
do a TED talk, like whatever. So
Yeah.
and people can connect on all levels because we're all various types of learners. And so we need the visual elements and the written elements and the spoken elements, to really sort of build who we are as humans. So
What is the greatest challenge you encountered as a professional copywriter?
oh man, um so many challenges now. I think the biggest thing that I face is people being really afraid to hand over their their writing to me, their story and their life. And so the biggest question I'm always asked before I take on a new client is like, well, how can you write in my voice? And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not you, so obviously it's going to take a little time of us working together before I can start nailing things in a way that you feel comfortable with. But my clients always have the final word. So, I will draft, copy, whatever, emails, all of that stuff, and then give it back to them so that they can put the final spin on it. And I think that that's the best part. But I also tell them like, um, you know, I will honestly it's kind of like being an actor. And I did in high school, I like was in plays and stuff. So, how you have to like
Yeah.
take on that character and you're like studying the character and you're like getting into whoever he or she is. And I'm like, that's basically what I do. Like I'm an actress. And so I read every single piece of copy that they've written. I watch other videos, all of that stuff, stalk them on social media just so I can sort of understand kind of like who they are. And that's really how I like get inside of their head. And I think that also comes from like my education background, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a super studier. So I'm like always learning something. And I think it's really intriguing to like, get to know people on that deeper level. So that's what I do. And then I obviously hand them over the copy and they can put the final spin on things to make it really sound like them. But I think that's the biggest challenge is people are really afraid of like me nailing their voice.
Well, that's an interesting perspective. Um, what are the tips that you can share, Tiffany? And I know you've given a lot, and those are tips already, knowledge, learning after learning. But what are the tips that you can share that our viewers and our listeners would, easily, it's like nuggets of learning about copywriting?
Definitely always, make learning a priority.
Ooh,
So
I
while
love
I
that.
think, yeah, like be a learner, we don't know everything, right? Even if we are an expert in our industry. So always learn. I have a ton of books. I even have like copywriting for dummies, just so I can understand the basis of everything, but always remain a learner, whether that's through books or podcasts or whatever. Make learning a priority. The second thing I would say is understanding your own story. So if I was into this world
Mm,
and I had no idea what I believed in or like
right.
whatever, then I can't possibly take on someone else's
Mm.
voice and ideals. So I think really uncovering like who you are, what you stand for,
I
and
love
you
that.
can,
Uncovering who
yeah,
you are and what you stand for.
yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah. Thank you. And just sort of internalizing that, and whether you think about it or you do like a huge brain dump, that's like my favorite way to release things in my brain, in my head. It's just get it all out on paper or computer, whatever your medium is. And I also really like journaling. So those things So those things really help to, uncover like who you are. And I would say probably the last thing is just be flexible and have fun. Like I think
Wow.
that's,
Yeah, I love that part.
people,
Yeah.
yeah, people see writing as like so serious and
Right,
like you
right.
gotta nail it. And yes, you do, but at the same time, you want to like be yourself. And you hear this "be authentic" a lot, which kind of like over that phrase, but um, but it is being authentic. Like be yourself. Have fun. No one connects with perfection. People make mistakes all the time, and actually, I think people in this day and age really resonate with like failure stories and mistakes and all of that stuff. So those are the top three things that I would suggest when you're delving into this world of copywriting.
I love that. I mean,
Thank you.
the part where I love your perspective. It's very natural, but I do feel the complexity, the importance of it. But I also see a different perspective, and that's being light, positive. Um, I like what you said about just having fun, and that it seems so easy, but it's not. Sometimes we get caught on the pressure. Then we tend to forget that we really need to have fun, relax. And when you are relaxed and you're having fun, you can write more, right? You can listen more, you can understand more, and you can immerse yourself and to create something more with value. And I like that perspective you shared. It's very unique. And I like what you said, that people tend to think that copywriting is all technical. It's very structured. But now you gave us another side of the coin, which is it's fun. You need to relax, you need to be creative, you need to be a positive and light person. So the more you can think, the more you can go out, the more you can write. That's very good. Thank you for sharing that side.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's honestly all about, yeah, just having fun, right? And I tell clients, they're like, okay, well, how what do I need to do? And I'm like, if you make videos or audio files, I feel like that's an awesome way for us to like connect and for me to really sort of dig into who you are. But it also allows you to be creative. Like
Right.
just gives you the energy to just, if you talk for 3 hours, cool, I'll figure out what to write from that. But I think that or like go out and do a painting or something like that. And I feel like all of those things help you sort of tap into your creative outlet. And then it helps. And for me personally, I go out on a walk every day. And I think
Nice.
just being outside kind of
Mm.
helps me connect to nature, but also just unleash my creativity. And so I think that that's super important.
Nice, nice. You need balance also. You need
Yeah,
to recharge. Maybe a walk in the park,
yeah,
games, books, or cooking.
mhm,
As long as
yeah,
you get your passion back, you get rejuvenated. So when you get back into the game, you are playing the A game of writing, or the top of
yes,
creativity is is there. Tiffany, thank you so much. I've learned a lot. You know,
Awesome. I'm glad.
this is a new world. You make it so easy. You make it so easy to understand, to grasp. And well, for me, you gave me a different outlook when I think of copywriting. So that opens up a lot of things, and I understood the importance of it, the complexity of it, and how it plays a big role in everything. And as a copywriter, you give me a perspective of how you guys do, not like a formula, but being happy, listening. Those are the key elements that nobody. Well, I didn't thought about that. So so that's a learning that I really value now coming from you. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for sharing those wonderful, wonderful knowledge bombs.
Awesome. You're welcome. My pleasure.
All right, so now we reach the point where we will play a game. Okay, so the first part of the show is all about you sharing, us learning, but now this is the part where we just be silly.
Yes, it's
Okay.
all about having fun. I'm ready.
Yeah, that's the reason why I kept saying having fun, having fun, having fun. That's manipulating, preparing you for this
Yes,
part.
you did it. You're the controller, the story
Right,
controller.
right. Okay. So we call this game the creative fast talk. Okay. So I will be asking you random questions, so random that I didn't prepare for one because my team just gave me the questions while we're having the discussions a while ago. All right. But I can check which one can I ask you first. But it's all
Okay.
random. I have no idea what the questions are. So don't dwell too much in thinking what the answer should be. The first word that comes into your mind, boom, shoot. That's
Got it.
how you play this game. Okay?
Sounds fun. All right.
All right. Okay. So the goal of this game, by the way, before we start, is for people to see that yes, in your perspective, you're a copywriter, very complex, very structured, and full of learning and technicalities. But we're also human beings. We have fun. Sometimes we don't know what to say. We don't know what to answer. So this part is to show that yes, we're not robots.
Awesome. Okay.
All right. Question number one. What is always in your bag or purse?
Gum.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What's the story with that?
So I had braces when I was in for a long time, for like 3 years. And I think I got used to chewing on the rubber bands. And so when the braces came off, I'm like, I'm addicted to gum. But it's so weird though, since we've been in quarantine, I don't chew it as often. And maybe it was like a nervous thing, like kind of an
Right.
introvert. So like
Yeah.
going out in public, that was like a crutch for me.
Mm.
But yeah, always have gum. Like would never be without a pack of
Right.
gum.
So I will ask that question again. What is always in your purse or bag when you were a kid?
Oh, when I was a kid, a book.
Really?
Yeah, I love to read, and I still love
Okay.
to read. I just
With
don't have
that,
time.
what is your favorite book, or who is your favorite author? If you have like different choices.
Yeah, so I don't have a favorite author, but I do have a favorite genre. So now as an adult,
Wow.
it's all about mystery
Oof.
and like psychological thrillers.
Oof.
um, and when I was little, I think it was still mysterious. So I liked Nancy Drew and the Babysitter's Club, things like
Yeah,
that. So yeah,
yeah.
I've always been like a huge mystery person.
Wow. Okay. If you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
I'd definitely be a chameleon,
Wow.
so that I could change and adapt. The superpower that I want is invisibility, and so I feel like chameleons kind of do that.
The camouflage thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice, nice. And plus, you can rotate your eyeballs.
Yeah, they're so cute. They're so cool. I kind of want one as a pet, but things with scales creep me out. So
Oh, come
I'll just,
on. They're gentle. They're so gentle.
yeah, I'll just enjoy them from afar.
Okay. What was your favorite job when you were a kid? What would you dream to be when you were a kid?
I wanted to be a doctor when I was a kid. So I actually went to a college that produces, like the number one college that produces, puts students in medical school. And so it's Xavier University of Louisiana. I wanted to be a doctor all my life. And then I got there and flunked out of science. And I was like, nope, changing my major to communications.
Wow. Okay. Next, text or call?
Oh, definitely text. Please don't call me.
I get a lot of answers that they prefer call, but for you, you prefer text.
Yes, I say things, I write way better than I speak out loud. And I can express my emotions better through writing. So please
Really? Isn't it
text
so
me.
hard to text? Like, well,
I do voice memos.
all right, right. And you're a copywriter, so you have the
Yeah.
power.
Yeah, I
Next,
have the power.
yeah, you do. YouTube or Netflix?
That's hard. Both.
Favorite movie of all time?
um, Coming to America.
Favorite artist, actor?
Musical artist, Erica Badu. Actor, or
Oof.
yeah, she's
I
like, I
love
love
Erica
her. Me
Badu.
too.
Yeah.
She's my favorite. Puts me in a zone.
Very good choice.
Yes. And in terms of like actor, actress, um, I have a lot. So
Give
no,
me your
no
top three
particular.
then. Give me your top three of all time,
Okay.
okay? That's all time.
All time. Okay. So
Right, right.
Denzel Washington.
Oof,
Um, I think he's super
man.
complex, has
Have you
range.
have you watched the sorry, have you
Oh,
watched the movie version Fences?
yeah, I have. It's really good.
It is. I love
Yeah.
Denzel in that role
Yeah.
and how
Yeah. That
they,
was,
yeah,
it was deep,
how they
right?
they transform the play, because that's a play, right? And then
Yeah.
they transfer it into a like a motion picture, and it was so awesome.
Yeah.
And it's very
Yeah.
hard
It
though, huh?
was.
It's very hard. The
Yeah.
writing is
Yeah.
very difficult.
Yeah.
um it's very different. The way you write for a play, for a theater, is it's very dynamic when in motion picture, like cinemas
Yeah.
and everything, and they did a great job. Anyways, I was carried away with your answer. Denzel Washington. Who's the two? Who's the next two?
Number two, I think Halle Berry has
Mm,
some depth. Slash, I'm gonna make it two people. Slash,
right. Okay.
um,
You're the guest. I mean,
yeah.
you're the star.
Slash,
Slash who?
Angela Bassett. I think she's like so
Ah.
cool. Does her
Mm,
thing.
right.
And then
Last.
number three, I know this. I really like Will Ferrell.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
Jim
yeah,
Carrey. I
yeah.
think that's funny.
I
Yeah,
love
I
I
like.
love that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, comedy
I love
movies
that
are
guy
good.
also.
So
All right.
yeah,
Passenger or driver?
definitely Passenger.
The cities or the suburbs?
Suburbs,
All right. Cats or dogs?
dogs.
What's your favorite breed of dogs?
So right now I'm super obsessed with the golden
Obsessed.
noodle. Yeah,
What's that?
it's the golden retriever mixed
Oh
with a
yeah.
poodle.
Mm.
It's like so cute. So I have allergies, and one of my kids has allergies. So we're
Mm-hmm.
allergic to cats, and some dogs. And now I'm like, I really like poodles and chihuahuas, and those have been the dogs that my family has had like forever. But now I'm like super obsessed with the golden noodle. So that's my next pet.
All right. Okay. Chocolate or vanilla?
uh, Chocolate,
Favorite weather?
autumn, all things fall. So chilly.
Wow. Right, right, right. The mountains or the beaches?
Probably beach.
The weirdest food you ever tried?
Um, Two things.
Mm.
Fried alligator.
Ah, come
Yeah.
on. What? Why?
I think it was just the idea. It was kind of chewy, like just keep
Why?
chewing and chewing.
And you said a while ago that you like iguanas. They are
Yeah,
related. Ah,
I
come on,
know. That's
Tiffany.
probably why I'm like, I can't eat it because like,
Barbaric.
right. I'm like, oh,
All right.
which is a staple like in New
Where
Orleans.
was
So
that? In a different
New
country?
Orleans. No, it
Oh,
was in New
okay.
Orleans. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Americans.
Yeah, right, right. Like that's a normal thing.
Right, right.
Um, and I lived in South Korea for a little while,
Mm.
so it's a lot of squid
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like calamari,
Yeah, I love that.
but it's fried and not like raw.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
know what
just
you're saying. The fried one with the breading, right? That's
yeah.
yeah,
That
deep
one I can
fried. Yeah.
do. Yeah,
Mm.
but like
Other than
soup,
that, no.
yeah.
Right. Okay. What are you scared of?
Failing.
Ooh, why? You need to check my that's not my latest post, but I think that was yesterday. You need to check that after this. It's
Okay, I
about
will.
failing. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
But
I
yeah,
definitely would.
why? Why are you scared of failing? You're like
Like I know you.
Batman.
Yeah, I am.
No,
I know you learned
Batman
this.
doesn't is not scared to die or not scared of death. He's scared
Right.
of failing, and I don't know
Yeah.
why I made a Batman reference. So,
I like Batman. Like he's
mm,
my favorite superhero. So that
thank you for
works.
saying that. I will
Yes.
forever remember your name for saying that you're a fan of Batman.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so
um,
why are you
yeah,
afraid of failing?
I think it's just because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist and a control freak. And so I feel like if I don't do the thing or can't do the thing, people will be watching and people will be disappointed that I didn't do the thing. So I'm just afraid. I have severe fear of failure. Yeah.
You need to relax. So nobody's gonna judge you, and if they do, it's up to them. You need to, move forward, keep your heads up, and do your best. Okay.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
will. I'll try to internalize that.
All right. You are created. I don't know if you believe in God or not, but you are
Yes, I
created
do.
to be unique,
Yes.
and you are. All right. So keep
Thank
pushing
you.
forward, keep moving forward, step by step. Don't mind the haters. Don't mind the people that judge their opinions. Ah, let them be.
Yeah, my husband says that too. You put too much stock in what other people think, and I'm
Mm,
like, I don't know. Maybe that's some reparenting I need to like
right,
endure.
right. Well, it's
But
easier
yeah,
said than done, and
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
practice. But have that in mind. Okay.
Thank you, thank
Last
you.
question.
All right.
If you have the power to bring back someone back from the dead, who would it be and why?
Definitely my grandmother, my
Mm,
mom's mom. Yeah, she was the rock of our family, um, and her death was sudden, so
I'm
we didn't
sorry.
really get
I'm
a
sorry for
chance to
that.
think. Yeah, thank you. Our goodbyes were limited, but she was fun and vibrant and used lots of choice phrases, but also was just, such a good nurturer and supporter, and motivator for me and my whole family, my mom, her siblings, all of my cousins, to just go after our dreams and live the life that we were purposed and created to live. So I miss her a lot, and I miss her advice.
Wow. I felt the love. And,
Yeah,
things happen for a reason. We may not understand, but in time we will. All right.
yeah. I'm waiting for
So,
that moment.
yes, yes, it will come.
Yeah,
There's a purpose for everything. Okay. Thank you,
yeah.
Tiffany, for a
Thank you.
wonderful time. Thank you for spending the time here with us in this wonderful episode with a wonderful person with a lot of learnings and knowledge. Thank you for being a good sport for the game. Thank you so much. Tiffany, feel free to
Awesome.
promote your social media accounts if you have promotions or releases, anything, projects, partnership, collaboration. Feel free to promote it. The floor is yours.
All right. So
You can promote about your accounts, your IG, Facebook, your website, um, anything, promos. Oh, yeah. If you have collaboration, partnerships about your writing skills, coaching sessions live, I think that's, happening um, every now and then in IG, coaching calls and everything. So feel free. Trainings, workshops, feel free.
all right. So lots of things happening over in my world. Follow me on Instagram at TiffanyLewis.propels. I give away a ton of information, content, all of the things over there. I'm on Facebook at Propel Virtual Solutions, and also LinkedIn, which I don't really update, but I am there on with that name. What I have going on right now. So I just released a template shop called The Copy Shop because I like coffee, so kind of like a play on words.
Me too.
Where you can, yeah, it's my thing, where you can, get templates to sort of DIY your copy. So if writing is not your thing, I have taken my knowledge and expertise, turn it into some templates. You simply plug and play, kind of like Mad Libs, your information. I do done for you copywriting services, and those are, forever evolving. I have a couple of workshops that I turned into a mini course. So if you're like, I have no idea, where to start with writing, this course helps you sort of uncover your story. Remember, the first thing you need to do is really know your own story, and so this course helps you identify what that is. I do VIP days and audits. VIP days are shifting. So if you're like, I need copy quick, I already have some things that I'm working on, but I just want some expert eyes on it, then those are for you. You can find out about all of these things, because I know there was a lot, if you visit my website, which is propelvirtualsolutions.com. So all of that's there. And I love having conversations because writing and reading. So feel free to connect with me on social, DM me, and I will respond.
There you go, guys. Please check out Tiffany Lewis, a very wonderful person. You will learn a lot, and I'm sure she will help you along the way with copywriting and other services that she can offer. Check her out. And Tiffany, thank you so much. It was an awesome experience. I learned a lot. Continue to be a blessing, continue to be a beacon of light. Thank you for a wonderful episode. Stay safe. Guys, this is The Creative Talk with me, Jan Santos. Feel free to check us out in Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes. We have a YouTube channel. Thank you, everyone.